According to the city of Belpre, bed bugs are a growing problem. Basically saying that stores cannot do that. Businesses cannot raise their prices in times of emergency. Now, Worst, who manages the store here, the Foodland store, says that that's one of the policies that they've already embraced. Rachel? Abby and I are getting ready to board the B-24, and you'll be flying the B-17. Should be a lot of fun, and all three planes will be here until Wednesday. Back to you, Brooke. Amy, I'm here with Randy and Joseph from Almost Queen. In my opinion, having heard them kind of warm up, pretty darn close. All right, you guys, so how long have you been doing this? What's your passion? What makes you care about this band so much?
I feel like a snowman right now. I've only been out here for about 15 minutes, and we can just see the snow accumulation piling up quite a bit. So I came out here with my ruler, and I've been measuring. And right now, if you take a look down, it's hard to see from your viewpoint, but it looks like we're almost at 2 inches already in Wood County, if you can believe that. And, you know, we didn't see the snow start to roll in until around 6:30, so definitely looking like this is going to be something that we need to take seriously. Students are enjoying the classrooms that have already been improved. A construction team is hard at work on even more buildings. Everybody who crossed the finish line was treated with a complimentary tote bag, plus plenty of goodies from local businesses. The way the Free Little Library works is really up to members of the community. You can drop off an old favorite and maybe even pick up a new one. One simple change Dr. Richardson hopes to make, encouraging people to pick up after themselves. Hi guys, I'm here at El Retiro Park, one of the few places in South Torrance that residents can cast their vote for the Area 5 representative for the El Camino Board of Trustees. The campuses in the Los Angeles Unified School District are already protected by their own police force. The fight is on for the 2013 championship, but these players don't need a title to feel like winners. A new report says some of the world's most impoverished people are becoming less poor, and yet they still almost gave it away. On the final play, Smith got the ball down low, but Steve Blake stole it to seal the victory. Captain Michael Simmons was on duty in Torrance when the first plane hit the World Trade Center.
We knew that was going to be a bad day, no matter what. We had no idea how bad it really was.
In the aftermath of the disaster, Simmons went to New York to assist his fellow firefighters on the East Coast.
So we went back and attended several funerals for them because they couldn't do it, and we just tried to support them the best way we could.
On the 12th anniversary of the tragedy, Torrance firefighters gathered around Chief William Murkowski to honor their fallen brothers and sisters.
Let us never forget the ultimate sacrifice made by so many.
Fire Captain Steve Duell says looking back on the tragedy, the Torrance Fire Department learned the importance of working with police and other outside agencies.
A lot of the training has been coordinated to where we understand how each other work and how we can fit into each other's game plan so we can effectively manage an emergency incident.
The firefighters next headed over to the police department where Chief New said a few words. In the case of an emergency, fire and police department work together as first responders. Police officer Tom Bessie says today's anniversary reinforces the brotherhood between civil servants.
We're all on the same team. We have the same goals. Everything they want to do, we want to do.
Bessie says this bond extends to the officers and firefighters who lost their lives the day of the attacks.
You know what those people went through. You know what they were facing. A lot of them knew that they were going to die going into the situations they were going to, and they still made the decision to rush into those buildings.
Like Bessie, Simmons also says civil servants bear a responsibility to grow stronger as a result of the tragedy.
The experiences that they've felt, we try to learn from those situations. So hopefully we're more prepared because of what happened on September 11th, and that's probably the best thing we can do for the 343 people that died in the fire service.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Haley Skene. It's early Sunday morning in Pasadena, and the Clippers are kicking into gear for another day of training. But it's not Blake Griffin and Chris Paul out on the court. Matt Golembeski has played for the Clippers of the National Wheelchair Basketball Association for 6 years.
For me to compete at any kind of sports level, this is the only place I can do it. So, and it was scary at first, to be honest.
Now Golembeski can walk, but he spent most of his childhood in a wheelchair. According to coach Josh Campos, the NWBA is highly competitive.
It's very physical, it's very mental, it's very challenging.
The league follows NCAA rules and regulations, so the hoops are as high and the courts as long and wide.
Most of the guys who played have at some point been a Paralympian in their career.
Yet they continually reach out to potential teammates regardless of skill. Player Juan DeSales helped pioneer the team over 30 years ago after a blood infection caused him to lose his legs.
It is important for, especially for people that just get injured, and a lot of times those people, they feel like that's the end of the world. If you live around where I live, I'll come and pick you up, and so we can go and practice and learn some basketball.
The overall game has added a grittiness to my personality that I love. When I had hard times in my life, it got me through to being an independent individual.
Campos is confident his team can make the Final Four this year.
We have all the plays. It's just a matter of knowing how to work it in your chair.
The fight is on for the 2013 championship, but these players don't need a title to feel like winners.
It's not about winning all these games, like traveling across the country, which is great. It's just about the grit.
In Pasadena, this is Haley Skene for Valley View News. Sherry Moore often spends her lunch hours selflessly giving back to her community.
They're not able to get out and get their own meals. They're not able to cook.
Moore is one of more than 80 volunteers for the Torrance Lomita Meals on Wheels. Each day, a group of 16 meets at the Maricopa Street headquarters. They pick up customized meals made that morning from the Los Angeles home base. The meals are special ordered to meet the needs of each recipient.
Diabetic or renal or low sodium diets, no meat, no pork, vegetarian diets.
But the volunteers do more than just make deliveries.
You don't want to rush through and treat them like you're just there to throw out the food to them, because you want to get to know them.
After packing up the meals, volunteers headed over to Skyline Mobile Park where recipients eagerly awaited their food. James Brown is a new client, and he says the meals keep him away from his old fast food habits.
I'm eating veggies and things like that I haven't eaten in years.
We brought your food. How are you?
Brown is one of over 100 clients who have their meals delivered 5 days a week for a nominal fee of $6. He not only looks forward to the home-cooked meals, but the companionship he gets from the volunteers.
One fellow is quite a soccer fan, and so am I, so we sit here and rap for 15 minutes.
Another client who's become a good friend is 101-year-old Alma Weber.
How are you? Oh, I'm fine. Ah, you look beautiful as usual.
Weber admits she needs the food, but what she really loves are the friends she's made.
These wonderful people are in our hearts all the time.
And the seniors aren't the only ones who benefit from the social visits.
I love the stories that the seniors have. Some of them have some great stories to get a little history lesson, so that's kind of a refresher for me.
And Moore won't have to wait long to see her friends again. Like most of the volunteers, she helps out several days a week. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Haley Skene.